When you get to Mount Nemo, I recommend you take your first left. There's a long trail, and then you get to this forest before you get to the escarpment. So after you go along the trail for a while, you're gonna get to this little ravine. Get at the top of the ravine and there's gonna be a split on the left or the right. Take the left. The right is basically a quick way to get back if you've been hiking for too long. Trust me, take the left. So you're gonna get some spots that are a bit vertical. This is about the steepest you're gonna have on the way down to the end of the escarpment. After you get to the end of the trail, you start to get to the escarpment and you start to get to rock formations. These rock formations have all kinds of tunnels in there, and you can get all the way down to the bottom. I've always wanted to hunt and check these things out, but I have not yet. So here's some more rock formations that I was talking about. Basically, the side of the escarpment is all cracking rubble. So you can hike around and you can find all these cool little islands, little rock chunks. And there's all kinds of tunnels and stuff down here too. Look at these awesome trees. How long did it take for these to grow? Check this out. I'm right here on the edge. Look at this one down here too. Right there. Crazy, eh? I'm on the edge right now. A nice little drop off. But using proper points of contact. Coming up to the next set of formations here. It's really cool because you can spend easily half hour, 40 minutes at each one of these if you wanted to climb around and check out all the crevasses. So on some spots you'll notice that there's a trail kind of indicating you should go one way, but then another trail. That's kind of because there's some fun rock climbing portions, and if you want to do them, I recommend it. It's really fun. It's not too hard. It's more scrambling. You're just kind of bouldering your way up. You are pretty safe. If you do fall, it's going to hurt or maybe cause death because of the amount of rocks, but really it's just like steps. And I recommend doing 3 points of contact as you climb, having your hand and 2 feet on something, or your 2 hands and 1 foot on something, and then you can basically make it up all this stuff. Now check out this lookout. This is just beautiful. We are sitting here on the edge of the lookout. There's some people doing some rock climbing below us, down there. Yeah, you can see them down there. They're doing some rock climbing over there, and we're just chilling out. At some points along the climb, there's actually chain inside the rock as an armrest. Oh, cool. There's actually a whole path down here. And here's my son now, near one of the cliff faces of Mount Nemo. It goes way down. But then you also have these cool little rock islands all over the place, these trails and holes, big deep holes all around you everywhere. Berries! You'll notice signs around here for cliff edges, and it is true. This is on a marked path. The best day to hike here is the day after a rainstorm. All the atmosphere is gone and you can see the city perfectly, including all the water behind. Right now the city's mostly in cloud. Now you may be asking yourself, what is up with this area? Why does it look like water-torn rocks are everywhere? Why is it that there's one escarpment cliff on this side and another cliff face on the other side? Well, the answer really is that this whole area was covered by glaciers for thousands of years. Glaciers up to the clouds. And as these glaciers moved past, they ripped a hole in between these pieces of rock. And that hole is down here, this whole area. This area has now become fertile grounds as it used to be the bottom of a lake, and it's also an area of massive quarrying because it's the bottom of gravel pits from all of the rock being completely smashed from the glaciers. Another steep lookout going all the way down. So check this out. On this trail there's this crack here, right? Coming along here. Whoa, this whole thing's an overhang. Isn't that nuts? Now from here it looks like nothing. You know, it's wild that I can be on a chairlift and freaking out at the height, but standing on the edge of a cliff with all that drop, not freaking out at all. As long as my feet are on terra firma, I'm a happy caveman. Whoa. Check this out. 90 degrees, these rocks, straight down, super steep, but easy access point to climb up Mount Nemo. Halfway along the hike, you're going to get to this area. This is a resting area. You can either return back to the parking lot by going that way, or continue this way with more lookouts and a small canyon. Past the halfway point, the rest of the hike is again a series of lookouts all the way along, with awesome pieces of rock exposed. Yes. Now the reason why I recommend taking a left first is if you take a right first, it's a little bit more of a boring walk at the beginning. So it kind of burns you out before you get to the awesome stuff, and a lot of people actually will leave halfway through before they get to the good stuff. So always start on the left and then do this piece at the end. It's not like boring, it's just less traveled with less geological features. Now with a lot of these conservation areas on the escarpment, I wish we could just clear all the greenery. Clearly you wouldn't do that, obviously for nature, but my God, what we could find and uncover would be amazing. And quite honestly, nature will grow itself back in 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years. But what we find could truly be remarkable. Coming out to another lookout now. This one's kind of interesting. It's surrounded by a lot of thicker trees. This is also why I recommend taking left first, as the lookouts are a little more obscure if you take the right route. And I thought someone left some garbage. I was getting disgruntled, and I seen this, and I don't even know. Is this garbage? Oh, you know what? I bet you this is a memory to that person. Along a trail, you'll always find these holes. How deep does that one go? Look at all of the water wear. All of these dimples. All these cracks are from hundreds of years ago, different roots working their way through. And now, as the frost forms and cracks, it slowly pushes all this rock around, and eventually it will tumble. So when you get to the end of the hike, if you don't want to go on the Bruce Trail and make your way eventually to Niagara Falls, hundreds of kilometers away, take a right here at M11. It's a sharp turn, goes this way. You might think it's like a easier trail away from the cliff base. No. This is winding us back to the parking lot past the quarry. As you slowly come out of the forest, you make your way back to the trail heading to the parking lot. So I saw like an old trail on the side, and we were gonna walk past it, but then I saw this in the woods, so we came out to see what it is. The ground's clearly been worked. This looks like reinforced cement. I don't really know what the purpose of it was. We do have a quarry around here, so maybe this is part of the quarry. After a while, the trail turns into a gravel road, and then you can head back to the parking.